All right. In today's sales training, we're going to be talking about unique selling propositions. This is something I'm sure a lot of you agents are already using. If not you, you've discussed them in the past. Maybe had some ideas how to get started, didn't quite have the direction you were looking for. So today's just a brief overview. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each type of unique selling proposition and what you should be doing as far as when you need to reach out to support to your team leaders or your managers or your brokers. Of course, if you don't have that support available, I'd love for you to come visit our website, joinmira.com. All the information will be on the back page. We'll tell you how to get support here in our local office. So without any further ado, here we go. So today we're discussing unique selling propositions. These are just a little tool to get you started in the marketing of your business. Of course, you know, as a real estate agent, when it really comes down to it, at the end of the day, you are the business. So what the unique selling proposition is and why you should be using these is very simple. Customers are looking for a reason to hire you as a realtor. They want to know what differentiates you from every other realtor they see, every other sign in the yard, every other business card, every other newspaper ad. And that's where the unique selling proposition comes in. This is how you offer them a service that they may not be expecting, or how you compare yourself to that other agent. So with that unique selling proposition, it's really meant to just impress upon those home sellers, those home buyers, that this is your skill set and this is how you're going to be able to assist them. So let's start by talking about how you choose the right USPs for you. When I coaching my agents, when I've looked at my own marketing plans in the past, things like that, I've typically tried to concentrate on no more than 2 seller USPs and 2 buyer USPs. By doing that, that really helps narrow down my focus, make sure I'm not too broad, I'm not just really sounding like a generalist trying to impress people with fancy sayings and things like that. So when you're looking at that USP yourself, what you are really looking for is something that you can get behind. It's got to be something that would motivate you if you were on that buyer or that seller side. You know, is that a guarantee that you're going to charge less than everybody else? Is it a guarantee you're going to sell a home faster than anybody? Is it a guarantee you're going to be available when somebody picks up the phone and needs to talk to you? So these are really just things you need to think about. You want something that's going to attract their attention. You want something that they expect from other agents, but that agent isn't coming out right and just saying, this is what I do. So when we get started with the USPs, there's really 4 different types that you need to know about. And through these next couple of screens, that's where what we're going to be discussing. So really the first type of USP is going to be the niche market USP. This is where you say, hey, listen, I specialize in this. I'm an agricultural land specialist. I'm a residential home specialist. I'm a senior relocation specialist. Whatever it happens to be. You know, of course, you're going to have to make sure that this is something you actually do know a whole lot about. And you want to be careful when it comes to niche marketing. You really honestly can't have more than 1, possibly 2 niche markets that you concentrate on. You get much more than that, then you're really just honestly a generalist. You know, I love listening to new agents. When you go to a marketing meeting, when you go to a realtor event, when you go to a Main Street mixer, whatever it happens to be in your area, they get up, they introduce themselves, they say, hey, I'm Joe Smith, I'm with this real estate agent. I specialize in residential properties, I specialize in commercial properties and agricultural and everything. You know, really just think that sounds silly. So when it comes to niches, make sure you're picking that 1, maybe 2, and make sure you know more than they expect you to know about those situations. So when it comes down to it, a home buyer, they don't care if you specialize in commercial. They don't care. They're not going to buy commercial from you anytime soon. That's not why they're after you today. As you progress in your relationship, if something develops there, it's great for them to know that you that you can work heavily there for them, that you can be effective, but it really doesn't help them in the situation that they're going to come to you for, you know, if they're looking for a residential home. The next USP is going to be the special service USP. This is something you're going to offer the customers that they may not be expecting, that they may not know is really available to them. Doesn't really need to be something that no other agent can give them. It's just something that you're going to step up and say, I can give this to you. You know, you want to be that first one to say, I can give you automatic listings to your email box. And that way, when they talk to another agent and say, hey, Joe Smith gives me that, you can say, well, if they have to say, well, I can do that too. Of course, that leaves in the prospect Mine, why didn't you do that from the get-go? So your special service is just highlighting something that you can give the customer that you know a lot about that you're gonna be able to deliver on. So, and of course, with any USP, you've got to be able to deliver on each of them. So your special service are going to be the automatic listings to their inbox, the down payment assistance, or the buyer rebate programs, or the no money down specialist, things like that. Again, when you're picking these, make sure you can deliver and that you know about them. And this is really where your brokers are going to be able to step in and say, hey, here's some ideas, here's your training on how to do this. And as you market yourself and you wrap these into your marketing structures, that's what's really going to make a big difference for you. So the next type of USP is the performance guarantee USP. This is personally my favorite USP. These are the ones where you really get to differentiate yourself from the competition. You really get to be a little bit cocky about what you're doing. And, really, if you're going to be good at something, you may as well let everybody know you're good at something. So this is where you'll do like your listing cancellation guarantees. These are the guarantees where you tell the seller basically, hey, listen, if you don't think I'm doing a good enough job listing your property, if I'm not calling you often enough, if I don't have a solid marketing plan, you can cancel this listing at any point in time and I won't charge you anything to cancel it. Or you can go with my personal favorite is the I guarantee I'm going to sell your house in this many days, or I'm not going to charge you a listing commission. Now, when it comes to these guarantees, it's important to realize that there are some risks involved with them, of course, but I think they make a big enough impact on those potential home sellers that the risk is really worth it. So you'll want to make sure you're talking to your broker or your manager or team leader to make sure you have the right rules in place for these so that you can explain them properly. And of course, you can always reach out to me in the future if you need any assistance on that. The next type of USP is the difference USP. This is where you really get to tell people, these potential buyers and sellers that you may be working with or trying to attract, that this is how I'm different than that other broker. This is how I'm going to be able to sell a home faster than that other broker. This is how I'm going to charge you less for the same exact service, or how I have a marketing plan that is so much more superior than what everybody else is doing. And you're going to make these into very simple statements that you can perform upon. And of course, it comes down to the very end. If you're going to use this in your marketing, any kind of USP, you've got to be able to perform. But you can definitely build a demonstrable marketing plan. You can show people how you sell homes faster than everybody else just by using your MLS statistics. You can show people how you charge less commission than what the average in the industry is, or in your particular area. These are all very easy to build upon USPs. Again, make sure you're working with your brokers, make sure you're working with your managers to get these narrowed down. But I think they're very powerful. I like them. Again, they're just like the last type, like the performance guarantees. They can be a little bit cocky, when you say, hey, I sell this much faster. It's really just a way of saying, you know what, I'm better, and this is why. So we talked about it a few times. My personal favorite USPs, and again, I picked 2 seller and 2 buyer USPs. I use the one-day listing agreement. This is real simple. It's the standard listing agreement. We add some additional verbiage in saying, listen, from day one, from the time I talk to you, you sign this agreement. If something changes and you're not happy with me, you can cancel this listing agreement. Of course, I'm confident that you're going to enjoy working with me. You're going to like the fact that I update you better than any other agent you're going to work with. You're going to love my marketing plan. You're going to love my signs. You're going to love every time I pick up the phone and call and say, hey, listen, we've got this going on right now, or we have nothing, and this is what we should do. And then I also use the performance guarantee, where I say, listen, I'm going to sell your house in this many days, or I'm not going to charge you a listing side commission. Now, of course, I put 90 on this example, but you've got to be careful here. This is where the type of home and the area, you got to make sure you're building within that area. If you're in an area where homes stay on the market for more than 90 days, you don't want to guarantee 90 days, of course, but you got to have the statistics to back that up. And of course, if you're going to offer a statistic like that, you got to be able to show that to your customers. Listen, I'm willing to make this guarantee because this is what I know about the market, and this is how I'm going to be able to perform for you. On the buyer side, that's where I'm going to use one of my personal favorites. We've got a really nice sample dollar bill. It's got my caricature of my daughter on it. Says a $500 closing cost assistance. Just a little spoof we add out to the buyers. Listen, you can use this as a appraisal rebate at closing. You can use this as a credit towards your closing cost. Most lenders allow it. In fact, we very rarely ran into a situation where it wasn't allowed, and the buyers like it because you know what? We're going to offer them the same exact service, plus they're going to get a little bit back at the end. So it's really helped us capture that buyer market, and my agents really love working with this program. The other one I use is the automatic emails. It still surprises me to this day when I'm hiring agents myself, when I'm dealing with agents as competitors, how many times I find customers who aren't getting that daily email saying these are the properties available, that are still spending all their time on Zillow and Trulia and all these other sources that may not be up to date. So I really like offering this to them. I always give them the option of either daily or weekly. And there's ways to track it on the back end in your email systems to make sure you've always got a pool of customers that you can call, that you have an excuse to call. And this is really a great USP for that because it really works on both ends. Okay, to get started using a USP, it's really important that you're talking to your broker, your manager, your team leader, whoever it is. Make sure you have the proper permission, make sure you've got the correct verbiage on your disclosures and everything, just really for protection. Whenever you're doing a USP, you're saying, hey, I'm special. I'm going to do this that maybe nobody else is going to be able to do for you. And this is really where it's good to have all that permission. Everything's hashed out on a firm plan. Your broker should be able to provide that for you. My brokerage offers this to all of our agents. So any agents who comes up to me and says, hey, I want to use a USB, I need a marketing plan. We actually have in-house marketing reps that will build these for you and go through compliance and everything. So if you feel like you need more assistance, please take a few moments, go out to joinmira.com and fill out our form, and we'll have somebody reach out to you. Thank you for watching our training today. Again, remember, when it comes to setting up a USP, you should be talking to your broker or your managers regarding how to set the program up properly, make sure you got the right disclosures in place, all the support information you need. Of course, if you feel like you need additional information, you can reach out to me if you're looking to make more money in your real estate career. I really encourage you to go to www.joinmira.com. Check out what we have to offer our agents. We do a flat fee for every transaction, $495. So you'll make a whole lot more money with me. Plus, we make ourselves available between myself and my management staff to make sure that you get all the tools you could possibly need to be successful in your real estate career. Again, I really appreciate you joining today, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.